Hello, comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. This handsome fellow is your host, Bill Miller. All right, I'm very excited. Why, you ask? Because we are going to take a sneak peek, a look at the EC hardcover Picto-Fiction slipcase set. Here is the slipcase. Confessions illustrated on the back of the case. There is the spine and shock illustrated on the front of the slipcase. Now this one, unlike I think all the others, is not in any kind of plastic. The slipcase is still in good shape, but not as in good shape as the other slipcases. This has 4 volumes, and this is the order in which they're supposed to be in there. So we have Terror Illustrated, Shock Illustrated, Confessions Illustrated, and Crime Illustrated. So 4 volumes. Let's go ahead and take a sneak peek at these. So we have issue number 1 on the front cover of Terror Illustrated. Again, the spine. And here is the back cover, which is issue number 2. Now, the book itself is in incredible condition. So I got these along with the other ones from someone on OfferUp. Really cool guy who gave me a really generous deal on these. I don't know that I'd be able to afford them otherwise. They do go for quite a bit, particularly in good condition. Let's see. So here, black and white. The originals were black and white. They were magazine format. So this is hand in hand with the new direction from EC. Post code. But these were specifically the Picto-Fiction magazines. 4 magazines. I'd like to see, let me see if I can get a cover. Okay. Very similar to the other ones, where the cover is printed in color on slick magazine style paper. The stories themselves are of course black and white, as were the originals, and they're printed on a matte sort of book type paper. So this particular volume, so Terror Illustrated ran for 3 issues, 2 of which were printed. This prints the never before printed 3rd issue of Terror Illustrated. So only 2, the first 2 issues saw the newsstand. The 3rd issue did not make it. As I said, there are magazines usually with 3 to 5 stories in each issue. Just gorgeous art. Edited by Al Feldstein. Most of the EC bullpen contributed the art. There were some other new writers that were brought in to help write the stories. Just in wonderful condition. right, now that's the first volume, Terror Illustrated. Now let's get the second volume, Shock Illustrated. So similar to the horror comics that they had from the new trend, and they had the crime, and they had the shock, right? Shock suspense stories. Now we have Shock Illustrated. This is the second issue of Shock Illustrated on the front of the hardcover book. Again, in very, very, very nice condition. Almost minty, I would say. And issue number 3 of Shock Illustrated is on the back of the book. Just gorgeous art. Now this is issues 1 through 4. Only the first 3 issues made it to the newsstand. Issue number 4 was never printed until this volume. So this prints Shock Illustrated issue number 4 for the first time. And Russ Cochran with Gemstone printed these. He was a friend. He befriended Bill Gaines later in both of their lives. And he got access to the original art, so it could be, you could include incredible detail with these large-sized hardcover books. And he had access to the unpublished issues and took advantage of that and published them in these sets. This particular set is from 2006. So that's when it came out new. These were not successful when they came out as magazines. Essentially text with illustrations is what we have versus a standard comic book. All right. That is the second volume. And the third volume is Confessions Illustrated. This is issue number 1 on the front of the cover. And we have the spine. Again, in very, very, very nice condition. And issue number 2 on the back of the book. Now this came out with 2 issues. Confessions Illustrated issues 1 and 2 that hit the newsstands. There was a 3rd issue that never saw print until this book. So this has the never before printed 3rd issue of Confessions Illustrated. Just gorgeous art. Now all of these Picto-Fiction magazines, not including Mad, which wasn't Picto-Fiction, all of them lost money from the very beginning. They lost money throughout, and their distributor went bankrupt. Now, Bill Gaines claimed they lost money because the magazine stands would refuse to sell them because they were associated with EC Comics. I don't think that's why. I think they lost money because there was an opportunity to make a magazine formatted comic book with standard panels, word balloons, and he didn't do that. This is very text heavy. And all of the issues are pretty well written, so it's not an issue of the story. Plus, since it was magazine format, technically, it didn't have to carry the Comics Code Authority seal, and you could deal with more adult material. So now this is the fourth and final volume in this set. This is Crime Illustrated. On the front is issue number 2. And there is the spine. And issue number 1 is on the back of the volume. This one also is in incredible condition. No word balloons, really no panels. So it doesn't have the pacing, the feel of a comic book. It's more like a heavily illustrated story or heavily illustrated set of short stories versus what you would think of as sequential art. Three issues in all from Crime Illustrated. Adult suspense stories. Introducing Picto-Fiction, a new form of adult entertainment. The stories are very well written, well crafted, and as with all EC material, the art is incredible. Do one more set of pages. That's a good one. All right, and that will do it for our Picto-Fiction EC hardcover slipcase set of 4 volumes. I hope you enjoyed seeing those, and if you did, I would encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you're alerted as soon as I release new videos. Thumbs up and comments are always appreciated. Remember, we're taking over the world one comic book at a time.